Okay, I'm going to do one on the seventh day. In Genesis chapter 1, during the creation, days 1 through 6 have beginnings and endings. In chapter 2, the seventh day begins but never has an ending. You look out through the whole Bible and you'll never find where the seventh day has an end. There's a reason why. God rested from all that He created and made. And that's an interesting point within itself, that God created things, poof, created. Then He also made things. He took things that He created and tweaked them up a bit. From even the beginning, God left clues of a spiritual law that He was trying to get to men. And for the most part, people just were never in tune to really get it. God destroyed the world once because of all the people that just were not in tune. And one dude got in tune. He saved that guy and his family. But because everybody else was out of tune, they got wiped out. You'll find a lot of sevens in the Bible, a lot of clues hidden within the pages of 7-day references with deeper meaning than just what's written. These things are not seen today for how closed-minded and flesh-sensed men are today. They still don't see these hidden things. They just read and follow laws. Even though they are descendants of Abraham, a man who was spiritually in tune with God and not closed-minded, his descendants were and still are probably some of the thickest-headed, spiritually out of tune, closed-minded people there are, which is why, my guess, as to why God chose them to give them this law to. If you can't get it through to them, show them His signs and wonders and all this, and they still not get it, then it's probably going to be a tough people to win over. But God made a promise to Abraham, so whether they were closed-minded or not, God still made a promise, so they got to be those people. It doesn't make me better than them or you better than them, because if you think you're spiritually in tune and they're not, it's just part of the process. There's dead people everywhere. I see dead people all the time, and they don't even know it. Okay, so God gives these people a law. Then He gives them a bunch of laws, and the whole time, since the beginning, God's been writing His laws on the people that He could write His law in their hearts and minds, the true law, the covenant, God in them. Moses was one of those few guys that God could actually write the true law into his heart, which is why he was the guy that passed out the law to all those people that couldn't. The unseen things of God, even contained in a book, are still only seeable by a spiritual eye. God gave them the law of the seventh day. Work 6 days, rest on the seventh, more in depth than that. But for so many, it's 6 days, seventh day, repeat and repeat and repeat, not understanding the law of the seventh day. They're just following a law in a book. No spiritual connection whatsoever, just following a book. And even if you are trying to follow it by the law of the seventh day, it still doesn't matter, because the days are not what they're advertised to be. Here's a little clue for you. The people that are controlling this world, they keep the time, even though they have you off time. Sunday, for example. The sun was made on the 4th day of creation. They keep it in time with their pagan names, even though they got you flipped on the week. Sunday's the 4th day of the week. So for you people out there that you really believe you're law-abiding and doing the right thing, you're going to church either on Saturday or Sunday, you're really just going on day 3 and day 4, so you're way off the track anyway. Really ending your work, ceasing from your labor, is to start to begin to do the work of God. And there's really only one way you can do that. You can't do any of the works of God unless God's giving it to you. What is the seventh day really? It's the day when you allow God to sit on His throne in His temple, which is interesting. Why do they call these temples? Because it's truth right in plain sight. The seventh day can be made no easier than understanding God in you. The entire mystery of the whole Bible is Christ in man, the true seventh day. This is the day of Christ. Christ in man is the seventh day fulfilled. And just like it says in the Bible, this day has no end. If you believe you are a child of God just because you go to church and you've heard it said, you've heard the preacher say or whoever say, I'm a child of God, and you've just decided to repeat it, you really need to check yourself, because this is not a qualification. The only qualification, the only way that you are a child of God is Christ in you. If you really believe Christ is in you right now, then you're going to be a total weirdo to this world. The people of this world, the worldly people, they're not only going to think you're weird because of the things you say and do, they're going to hate you. So, here's your sign. If you don't understand what I've said, nothing I've said has made any sense, then keep following the law, because you still need its purpose. And that purpose is to bring you to Christ, to see Him for who He really is and where He is. Anyway, thanks for watching.